Baku speaking. Hello dear listeners. You are tuned into Azerbaijan International Radio. We are starting our English broadcast from the capital Baku. We welcome you to our analytic program. I'm your host Elchin Mirzaev. April 18th, International Day for Monuments and Sites. April 18th is celebrated worldwide as the International Day for Monuments and Sites. The significant day was established by UNESCO in 1983 upon the proposal of the International Council on Monuments and Sites. The purpose is to draw public attention to the preservation of monuments and historical sites. This important day is widely marked in Azerbaijan as well. Each year, events and exhibitions are organized in reserves and historical locations to promote the protection of monuments and heritage sites. Although the monuments and places created by humans may seem silent, they speak volumes through their existence. The destruction of monuments and historical sites signifies the erasure of a people's identity and nationhood. Currently, thousands of monuments around the world face the threat of destruction. In this context, the establishment of the International Day for Monuments and Sites holds great significance. Our country is one of the regions where human civilization first emerged. Archaeological excavations reveal that the challenging and honorable journeys of people who lived in Azerbaijan are reflected in ancient settlements and numerous monuments. These monuments, which have reached our time, are now preserved as valuable cultural assets. Throughout the country, there are historical monuments dating back centuries and even millennia. These are unbreakable bonds that connect our people to the land and their ancestors. In general, both before and after the adoption of Islam, valuable monuments were built in our country. Medieval monuments such as the Mausoleum of Mumina Khatun, the Qarabağlar and Gulistan mausoleums, and mausoleums of Barda, the Palace of the Shirvanshahs, the Shaki Khan's Palace, and the monuments of the city of Shusha are among the finest examples of not only Eastern but also global architecture. Unfortunately, the threat of destruction has not bypassed some regions of our country. Over the centuries, the homes, museums, mosques, and historical cultural monuments built by our people on these lands were destroyed, vandalized, and looted by Armenians. Today, the great return to our lands has begun, and major reconstruction efforts have started, including the restoration of Shusha, which was declared the cultural capital of Azerbaijan by the president of our country. Soon, the whole world will witness the renewed face of Shusha, Gubadlı, and other regions, while the Armenian Vandals will forever carry the burden of the atrocities they committed. Under the leadership of President Ilham Aliyev, large-scale restoration and construction work is underway in these territories. By the direct order and supervision of the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, purposeful restoration of historical and religious monuments and museums is being carried out while preserving their original architectural style. Following the restoration work carried out by the Heydar Aliyev Foundation, the Mehmandarov State Complex has been opened in Shusha. The Museum Mausoleum Complex of Azerbaijani poet and public figure Mullah Panah Vagif has been rebuilt, along with the reconstruction of his bust, the erection of the statue of prominent composer Uzeyir Hacıbeyli, and the opening of the Shusha Creativity Center. All these are just part of the extensive efforts. The reopening of the Yukhari Gevher Agha Mosque, following its reconstruction and restoration, the openings of the Saatlı Mosque and the Shusha branch of the National Carpet Museum, and more are visible signs of Shusha's revival. Now in the lands liberated from occupation, our historical monuments are also being restored. Life is returning to its natural course. Başlıbel Massacre. For more than 200 years, Armenian Dashnak terrorist formations and their supporters have carried out massacres against Azerbaijanis. advancing territorial claims and causing great disasters. Let's consider the historical path of the 20th century: 1905, 1907, 1918, 1920, 1948, 1953, and events since 1988 are indicators of Armenian fascism's ugly intentions towards our people. The traces of their actions have left bloody events and genocide in the pages of our history. It has been 32 years since the massacre in Bashlabel, one of the largest villages in the Kalbajar region. During the events in April 1993, on April 2nd, a group of villagers tried to break the siege, but they couldn't succeed. At that time, 9 residents were killed on the road, and 5 were taken hostage. Another 62 people tried to protect themselves by fleeing to the mountains and seeking refuge in caves. However, they could only survive in hiding for 18 days. On night of April 18th, Armenian armed formations discovered the location of the caves where peaceful residents sought refuge and launched an armed attack on them. During that relentless assault, 14 residents sheltering in the caves were taken hostage and 18 were killed. The surviving 30 people continued their besieged life by moving to other caves within the village's territory. After 113 days, on July 17th, they abandoned their shelters and managed to escape the Armenian army's siege using secret mountain paths only at night. In the last 200 years, these events undoubtedly reveal the Armenians' intentions towards Azerbaijanis, their policies of terrorism and genocide. As a result of the genocide committed by Armenians against Azerbaijanis, our people have experienced unprecedented tragedies. The massacres committed by Armenians in 1918 in Baku and other regions of Azerbaijan have dealt heavy blows to the peaceful life of the Azerbaijani people due to Armenia's occupation policy. The ruthless genocide and deportation policy carried out by Armenians against Azerbaijanis, aiming to completely erase the Azerbaijani people from the face of the earth, are evident. The ruthless killings of Azerbaijanis in Shamakhi, Quba, Mogan, Zengezur district, Karabakh, Yerevan, Governorate, and other areas of the country, plundering sites and villages are etched in our history. Despite continuing its occupation policy against Azerbaijan, the political will of the Supreme Commander, the strength of our state, and the steadfastness of our noble army paved the way for our historical lands awaiting us. On September 27th, 2020, under the leadership of Azerbaijani President and Supreme Commander Ilham Aliyev, we achieved victory in the large-scale patriotic war against Armenia's provocations. Our occupied lands were liberated from the enemy.